Sir, please would you?
Amalaikum salam. Kun kama hanya ko ne? Okay, to that's good. Yanzu za mu fara program din to. Yanzu za mu fara to shi yasa wancan din ke ba. Okay, sai kun yi soke. Kana da power pad. No use ba.
Alright, a very beautiful morning and welcome to Upnepa. Good morning to our beautiful audience out there. You're welcome to your favorite show that talks about the power sector. My name is Victoria Festus.
And I am Korede Balogun Kolo. It's a pleasure being here with you this morning. It's always a delight being here. It's always a delight bringing Upnepa your way every Friday morning by 8 a.m. If you're just joining us for the first time, I want to say welcome to you. Welcome, and thank you for joining us today on Upnepa. If you've been a regular follower, a regular listener, welcome too. Thank you for trusting us so much and always being with us here every Friday by 8 a.m. Well, if you're following us on Prestige FM, beautiful. But you can also follow us live on Facebook and on YouTube at Upnepa_platform. Please don't just follow. Share with everyone you know. Like our comments, like our posts, comments, and then just stop there. Hit the notification button because there are beautiful things we post from time to time, daily, weekly. And we want you to be one of the first to see what we post.
Yeah, don't forget to drop your comment as the program progresses. All right, Keke, by the way, welcome back. I've missed you.
I missed you.
Okay, welcome back. So last
Thank
week,
you.
we had an interesting episode. We had Hajia Hawa Nuhu Yusuf with us, the state coordinator, Standards Organization of Nigeria, also known as SON. And trust me, it was an interactive.
It was electrifying.
Name all of it. And you know the interesting part of it was like a ladies show. You can I love the
looks
energy.
like I missed.
So to our audience that missed last week's show, please do well to go and watch that episode. It's very, very interesting, very informative, very educative. All you need to know about SON. I know you've been seeing that seal on your electrical appliances and other things. So please, if you want to know what their role is and what they do well to watch the show for last week. But before you go, please stay tuned before you go back to watch that full episode. Well, this morning, but before that, guess what? You know, when I was coming this morning, I was just super excited. Guess why I was excited? The first episode of Controversial Me is finally out.
Finally.
It's finally out. Oh, the controversial me we have been singing to you all. It's finally out. So please go to that comment section very prepared, because Sophia, the Sheriff, will be waiting for you.
Yes, one thing I like about her is her energy. She's I can literally call her energy madam. She has, and she
with the vibes and everything.
In fact, she brought, let me use today's language, she brought steez, and I think no, it's aura they use now.
Yeah, aura.
Steez, maximum composure and aura, but then she's dishing out the truth to you. So please don't miss out on this. I think Vicky should give us more information on how to watch it.
Yeah. So you go to our platform right now on Facebook at Upnepa_platform, on YouTube at Upnepa_platform, on TikTok, on Instagram, on X, also known as Twitter now.
On WhatsApp. Like on WhatsApp,
we are everywhere. You want to see, we told you that this particular series is going to be energetic. So Sophia the Sheriff is there waiting for you in the comment section. Go prepared though, because you are going to argue. She said she's ready for you for argument. So go watch that one and drop your take on the comment section while she'll be there waiting for you. Well, talking about Controversial Me, let's give them a sneak peek. You get, let them enjoy what I'm talking about. Let's not be like, let's not be like I'm making noise. Let's just give them a sneak peek of it. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll delve into what we have for you proper. So stay tuned. Alright, welcome back from that beautiful short break, and I know that you enjoyed what you just see. So if you want to watch the full episode, do well to go on all our social media platform. The episode is there. Do well to watch and drop your comments on the comment section. Okay, let's go into what we have for you this morning. So we have a task this morning, and this morning we're going to be talking about something every electricity consumer should know and should understand. We're going to be looking at the role of FCCPC in the Nigeria power sector. In case you don't know what FCCP means, it means the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. So we're going to be talking about the role of FCCP in the Nigeria power sector. So, like I always tell you, grab a cup of coffee, grab a bowl of cocoa, and sit tight, because when it's up Nepa, sure it is an electrifying session. Okay, this morning, as I said, we're going to be looking at the role of FCCP, and we have in the studio with us, we have Ahaji Ishaku Ahmed Paiko, the North Central Zonal Coordinator for Federal Competition and Consumer Protection, with us in the studio. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Upnepa.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome.
Okay, so sir, let's quickly move into what we have for today, because our time is almost running. So for those that do not know what FCCP means, would you please enlighten our audience and tell us more about FCCP? What is the call mandate? What is it known for?
The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, was enacted by the National Assembly in 2018. That is the National Assembly Act. And among our function is to seek ways and means of removing substandard products from the market, seek a way and means of protecting the Nigerian consumers, seek a means and way of removing harmful products in the market, and then seek a way and means of seeing that products and services are of high quality, and seek a way to see that the Nigerian consumers have value for their money. So, and also to see that whatever competition that is going between companies is a healthy one, so that consumers can have value for their money. So these are some of the functions of the Consumer Protection, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. But sir, please, can you enlighten more? What is their major role when it comes to electricity consumers?
Yes, the major role of the FCCPC is we collaborate with the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, and now we have the Niger State Electricity Regulatory Commission. So we need to collaborate with them, and then we used to collaborate, and now also we collaborate with the AEDC, which is the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. So our role is that we make sure that where a consumer is being there is estimated billing, then we make sure that a consumer has a value for the money. That is the estimated billing, which is done, should be done on the fact that whatever you consume is what you are being charged for. So as we are talking now, it is expected that the AEDC provides meters, that is prepaid meters, to consumers, so that based on that prepaid meter, people can know that this is what they are being charged for, and they cannot be estimated billing. So these are some of the, and then we address complaints that are brought to us by the electricity consumers. So these are some of the functions of what we do in the electricity sector.
Okay, so from what you have said, we can see that there's a connection between the FCCPC and that's now the AEDC of Nigeria. But now, sir, can you tell us, is that from what you have said? I know you said FCCPC.
FCCPC.
Yes, it's quite a mouthful. You said that FCCPC deals with protection of consumers, businesses, and all of that.
Yes.
But you also talked about how it regulates the electricity sector, estimated billings, and all of that. Now, I used to think that this was solely the job of AEDC.
No.
So, from what you have said now, is there a difference between FCCPC and AEDC?
Yeah, there is difference. Okay. AEDC is an entity on its own, and then the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Council is a federal government regulatory agency based on the side of the consumers.
So it's not just electricity, but
no, all sectors of the economy. Like the financial sector, the electricity sector, the aviation sector, the transportation sector. So all sectors of the economy, so that consumers can have value for their money.
Okay, so from what you have said, would you say that the FCCPC has a working relationship with the electricity sector?
Yes. Yes. I think last week we had a stakeholder meeting at the head office there with most of the state electricity regulatory agencies, and then the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Agency, and then some NGOs that are concerned about electricity consumption in the country. So we had a stakeholders meeting at the head office there in order to see that how we can address issue of consumer related complaints.
Okay, so we can say that you as FCCPC now and the AEDC has complementary roles.
Yes.
They are different entities, but then
yes,
you work hand in hand.
And because if we have a complaint from an electricity consumer, once it's brought to us, we contact AEDC and see how that issue can be resolved amicably. So that's what we do.
Okay, so that's to say, I'm sorry, one more question. The a consumer can meet you, can come to FCCPC directly.
Yes.
That's if a consumer has a problem.
Yes.
It can come directly to FCCP to lay his complaint, and then you would revert back to.
Yes.
The
But in the first instance, we expect that such a consumer should have taken the complaint to AEDC first. And where it is not resolved, then you come to us. Then when you come to us, that is where we'll contact them and see how we can resolve between you and the AEDC. And that is why if we see that it's getting a kind of issue that both parties are not trying to agree, then what we do is that we have what we call the negotiation, mediation, and conciliation panel. So we invite both of them for NMC meeting, where we mediate between them and see how we can resolve it amicably.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, we are in the studio with Alhaji Ishako Ahmed Paiko, the North Zonal Coordinator for Federal Competition and Protection, Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC. Okay, thank you very much, sir, for joining us. So if you're just joining us, if you're just saying this is Upnepa, remember this is an electricity advocacy, education, information, and of course an interactive platform where we talk about, educate you about the power sector. We don't just educate, we also enlighten you about the power sector. So if you're just joining us, do well to watch us live right now on Facebook Live at Upnepa_ platform and on YouTube at Upnepa_ platform. If you want to see the face behind this voice you're hearing now, just go do well and go and join us in all our social media platforms. There you will see us. Okay, sir, let's continue talking about. She just asked you about how a consumer will come directly to complain. So, is there any procedure to follow? As for example, as a consumer that is not treated fairly when it comes to electricity, is there any procedure that I have to follow? What are the processes I have to follow to reach out to FCCPC to intervene on my electricity situation?
Like I've said earlier, the first place you take your complaint to is the service provider, which is the AEDC. Okay. So once you take your complaint to them that this is the problem with them and they are not able to resolve that, sometimes some people do it formally by writing. Some they go verbally. It depends on how you choose to make your complaint. Okay. So once you come to us, we'll ask you first, have you contacted the service provider? In this case, AEDC. If he says yes, is it formally? Yes, okay. Put up your complaint against AEDC and then state the material facts. Which are the material facts? What is the bond of contention between you and the AEDC? State everything and then you ask us for intervention. That is where we come in. And then once you put it on writing, bring it to us with the relevant documents. Maybe sometimes the letter maybe you have written to the AEDC a copy, the billing, maybe what is the contention between there and then we would then open a file for you, and then we contact the service provider, which is AEDC. Then from the AEDC we want to hear their own response within 7 days. So after 7 days, we don't hear from them, we write a reminder, and then after writing a reminder and we don't hear from them, then we invoke a section of the relevant act, a section of the act where we can compel AEDC. Yes. So where AEDC still or whatever service provider could not respond, then we invoke another section which says we can either seal such premises, and then if still there is no response, then we have our tribunal where we can charge you to because of no honoring of our invitation. So these are the processes.
Okay. So, but as a consumer, is there need for me to bring any proof of payment?
Yeah, that's why I said relevant documents. You have to bring a copy. We see, we cite, and then from there we proceed.
So there's no need for me to. Is there any social media platform that I can complain? What if I do not know where the office is?
Okay. You can contact us. I mean, you can make a complaint through our website, which is there. We have or through our email too.
Okay.
All these you can, which are all the Twitter handle, which is X, the Facebook, whatever, and then we have contact at fccpc.gov.ng, which is where you can make complaint, and then complaints at fccpc.gov.ng. You make your formal complaint there, and then from there it will go straight to our server, and then an officer will be assigned that will take care of your complaint.
Okay. Yes. Over the years, Nigerians have been known to have this thing Nigerians say where they say there's no point complaining, nobody will answer you. So I can say literally that a lot of Nigerians have their confidence destroyed in so many aspects, especially in the electricity. So okay, let me not say especially in the but I would say also in the electricity sector. So now knowing that there is FCCPC where consumers can complain to, a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians may just have carried that same mentality of it's a normal thing. What am I complaining for? Even if I complain, nothing will happen. How has FCCPC been able to build the confidence of Nigerians? Or rather, should I say, is FCCPC standing at a point where it's helping Nigerians build their confidence? So far, so good. Has FCCP been a commission or an organization that Nigerians can truly trust?
Yes.
In a place of
yes,
complaints.
Because the issue there is, enlightenment and public awareness is one of the issue that especially most Nigerians are faced with, because it's a costly thing, just like I'm here. If I'm to pay for your service, you know what it will, the amount it will take. So, and if we are doing, we have our programs, enlightenment programs, most of the radios where we enlighten people too, especially at the national level, so consumers, a lot of consumers have complained, and just like we have said, this stereotype that once they complain, nothing happens. It's not so. It used to be then. Now people are getting aware and enlightened that once you take a complaint, whatever case, whatever way, it depends on it depends on the timing and the period it will take, and people have to be patient, because if you are going through complaint to resolution, you don't expect that sometimes it may be soon, it may be on the spot, sometimes it will take even week, months, or whatever, or even going to litigation. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that Nigerians should expect that the FCCPC is there for them and to protect their interests, for them to have value for their money, for them to have satisfactory services. So this stereotype they have that nothing is being done, no, it's then. But now a lot of things have been done, because once we contact a service provider, we make sure that once your complaint is genuine. Like I can tell you, like most of the online these loans that people collect, like issue of harassment now, you can see that it has gone down because of our intervention. Then you will discover that people will collect loan, and then they will see the service provider will start saying, he has not paid in so they will start calling people, telling this man is not honest, this. Now harassment, all this harassment, we have stopped it, because once a complainant complained against you, then there is way we deal with, we penalize you. So consumers should have confidence that the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission is on their side.
But then, okay, I understand what you have said, like the FCCPC is there for the consumer.
Yes.
But then many Nigerians still on the question of not being confident about making complaints because they feel it would not be attended to. At what point, looking at the electricity sector now, at what point should the consumer escalate?
Yes, just like you have said, this stereotype, people should get away, should do away with it from their mind. Once you bring a complaint, we expect that once the necessary documents that have been asked for you to produce is being produced. Then we take it up, we escalate it, we make sure that you have value for your money. But at the point where you are asked to bring so and so relevant documents, you can't provide, then you know it's an issue. Those are the things, because now service providers, as long as you enter into contract with them, it's expected that there should be documents backing it. So you cannot, if you come verbally to say, look, I've entered into so and so contract with so and so, then it's expected that even if we have to come in, then there must be witnesses. And where there are witnesses, again, you know how the court processes are. So it's expected that whatever you do, make sure you have documents to back it. What do I mean by documents? Some could be, a written contract. Some could be the receipt you have paid for something, or an invoice, whatever, or a bill of quantity for whatever products you want. So for electricity, once you've been paying your bill and you see that the billing they are giving you based on whatever you consume at home and based on the pricing units of the energy, and you see there is a difference, then you have the right to complain. Then we'll see how we can take it up, and then where there is differences, we make sure that either they reimburse you financially, or they reimburse you through the billing system.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Before I open the phone line, let me just bring this one down. For let's paint a picture, a scenario. For a consumer, for example, a consumer receives a bill that he or she feels that is outrageous, right? And maybe the distribution company insists that the person must pay. So my question is, can a consumer demand for how the bills is be calculated?
Yeah.
What tariff band are they on? And
yes,
also,
you have the right. Like now, we know we have the band A, band B, band C, band D, I think, and then band E. Is that not so?
Okay.
So here is expected that band A, minimum of 20 hours per day. Then band B, minimum of 16 hours supply per day. Band C, minimum of 12 hours. And then band D, minimum of 8 hours. Band E, minimum of 4 hours.
Okay.
This is their own tabulation. Yeah. So it's expected that you get lights based on that. And sometimes, again, I'm not talking for them, but sometimes, this light issue, the generation is a problem. They get it from the Gencos. That is the electricity distribution companies, the discos. They get it from Genco. And where there is a problem, and if there is a problem in generation, automatically there is no light. Sometimes you find that they say there is a blackout, which is based on what do you call it? I've forgotten that name. National grid. So all these things, and sometimes they do load shedding too. So we the consumers, I'm part of the consumer too, we have to understand. But I know then when Nepa was Nepa in the 70s and 80s, if they are going to take light, they inform people. They inform people. You hear it on the radio, but nowadays, you see. So these are some of the things. Sometimes we'll bring the light, take it, take. So these are things they have to explain to their consumers.
So me demanding for how bill is calculated, is it a right? Is it a right for me or a privilege?
No, it's a right for you to ask. If the billing, like for band, I think band C, is it band C or band B? No, I think it's band C. I think they are charging 51.79 naira. I think that's what they are charging. So if they are charging 51.79, and maybe based on your meter, you have maybe let's say you pay 10,000. It's expected that you get 179 or 75 units or thereabout, and you discover that on putting the 10,000 something, and it's not giving you, because they will remove that too, and it's not giving you that 170 something plus, there is an issue. So you need to complain, because once you pay, the receipt will be given to you. If you pay online or through your bank, there should be receipt. So based on that receipt, you need to take it up with them. And then if they refuse to, this, you can escalate the issue. So we make sure that if the differences, but estimated billing again, which we frown at, we make sure that once there's an estimated billing, you make sure that if you are contesting it, then they should give you the rationale behind the estimated billing.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Okay, let's give our audience this opportunity also to ask, sir. Okay, this is still Upnepa, and like I said, we are in the studio with Alhaji Ishaku Ahmed Paiko. He is the North Central Zonal Coordinator for the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. And today we are looking at the role of FCCPC in the Nigerian power sector. And don't forget, you can watch us live on Facebook at Upnepa_ platform and on YouTube at Upnepa_ platform. There, this program is going on live. And to reach us out here on the studio is 0903 8808883, 0903 8808883. Let's hear from you. Have you ever complained to your disco and felt that your complaint was not heard and maybe ignored? And before now, did you know that the FCCPC could play a role in protecting electricity consumer? So let's hear from you. Okay, let's take our first call before we take the next question. All right, we lost that. Okay, sir, before the next call start coming in. Okay, let's take this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning this morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me. I feel less for like a few of photos and both of kingdom. You see the issue of what they actually is of this administration today. In the name of scamming the Nepa customer, or in the name of Nepa scamming the customer scamming the Nepa is all for. I can see a country which not even 3/4 of the right now of Nigeria citizens of this country will only pay what you have used. Today, what is rolling the NEPA not to give everybody NEPA everybody digital meter. So that to stop this corruption and where they go with everybody the NEPA or the customers.
So have you ever complained? Have you complained to your distribution company?
Yes.
Okay.
You cannot give the bill of 20,000 I know use 5,000. And you cannot give me the bill of 30,000 I pay 2,000. We're all scamming each other. It's uncomfortable. A country who want to put the economy to good shape, I think they should do the right thing. So that tomorrow they fall apart, because I didn't believe that Nigeria will be facing this challenge by this in 24th century. It's uncomfortable. Thank you for the opportunity you give. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for your contribution. Okay, sir. So I want to move to a controversial part now that maybe most people don't talk about. So most times this distribution company enjoy monopoly, and now in Nigeria they feel like since they are in charge, okay, they can just do whatever they want to do. You get. So I want to ask, my question is, can a distribution company disconnect a customer without following due process, or send arbitrary bills without adequate explanation, now, or refuse to acknowledge a legitimate complaint? So what is the boundary between what they can do and what they cannot do?
You see, just like you said, let's talk about first. The question was what did you say the first question was?
Like the monopoly of them doing whatever they want to do.
You see, the issue of electricity here, used to be Nepa then. That is Nigerian Electricity Power Authority then. And then it was unbundled to PHCN, and then unbundled again to distribution companies. We have the Abuja Distribution Company, we have the Jos Distribution Company, we have the Kaduna Distribution Company, we have the Ikeja Distribution Company, Ibadan Distribution Company, all you name them. So this is the unbundling. But like for Mina now, for instance, let me see, for instance, in Mina. Okay, let me give you an instance in Jos. Jos distribution company, I may not say is enjoying monopoly alone, because if you go to Jos, you discover that they have NASCO company that provides some area with electricity. So you see, there is a choice there. There is a choice there. It's either you go for just distribution company connected, or you go for, so like for Mina, for instance, if we can have our own distribution company where, let's say, like Pakungu, you know, a company is giving light there, and maybe there are two companies there. I can decide to choose whichever I want based on, yes, based on the services, whether it's adequate or whatever is providing there. So at that area, maybe there is no monopoly there. For now, you can see that it's only AEDC we have. We don't have any other company that provides the electricity. Now, supposing we have another company, they have their power lines all over. If AEDC is not satisfactory to them, they can go to the other company and use. And this issue of energy is a costly thing.
Sure.
It's very costly. So the monopoly now is what the government is trying to break. You can see that the solar panel issue now is springing up. They are trying to see how they can have the wind, wind power. Yes, that is what they call the whatever green energy something. So these are the way to break the monopoly. So for monopoly, of course, now we have to do with AEDC. And that is why they bring the issue of band A, band B, band C. If you see band A is not satisfactory to you, band E is not satisfactory to you, maybe you can ask them to switch you to band D. But like band A now, you can discover they need to have 20 hours. Now, is the line towards your own area that you can tap from? So these are issues. So if the line is not within your area, how do you get that? So you see, but if there's a different company in that your area, you can go to that company and then get their electricity there. So these are some of the issues.
Okay, let's take this call before the next question. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let there be light.
Let there be light.
Up Nepa.
My name is Ambassador Gaby the Challenger. I'm calling you from Kidum, Fulani.
You're welcome.
Our visitor in the studio, good morning.
Good morning.
Our visitor has break things down for us to understand into creation of awareness and orientation is the best. So for NDECD company, you understand? I just want to clear the air. Please, if there is any customer that is having issue with estimated billing, or you pay it does not reflect, you can take it to them and complain. Then after complaint, some customers always have this. They always have this problem. Once you complain once, you don't follow up. And if you don't follow up, how is rectify that problem that you took to them? So by the time you complain, you follow up. When you follow up, the equation will be well balanced in physics, chemistry, and mathematics. The balancing of equation on that topic.
Okay,
so
Ambassador.
by the time customers does that,
Ambassador, do you know before now that there is an agency called FCCPC? And do you know before now they're also they're responsible for an electricity consumer?
Yes, I know, I am aware of them.
Okay.
I'm just saying it. By the time you take it to AEDC and they don't respond to you and you don't follow up, then you report to them. I believe by the time you take it, they will listen to you. I was once a victim. I took it to them, they listened to me, you understand? And they rectify the issue.
All right.
I don't know if you understand me.
That's
so
nice.
My last word goes.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador. Okay, so before the next caller, please, I want to ask. There's this, I asked what is the boundary between what this distribution company can do and what they cannot do. But
Okay.
for a scenario, most of our audience, or at some point they call in and say that sometimes when they're not around, they keep the distribution company come over to maybe disconnect, and when they find out that they don't see the proof of payment, which now I think most of them now put it in a container and tie it to their gate. So when they don't see any proof of payments, they go ahead to disconnect. So who should be responsible for proof of payment? That's number one. Then number two, that's why I asked, do they have the right to just disconnect a consumer just like that without an adequate proof?
The AEDC, they have their procedures
Okay.
for disconnection, and the regulatory agencies too have their regulation based on disconnection. So if you are going to disconnect a premises, of course you are supposed to give in a notice for disconnection.
Okay.
And normally I think then it used to be, is it 10 days, right? You give them 10 days for them to know that you have not paid your bill. After 10 days you've not paid, then I think they give you another, is it no extension, and then they can disconnect. You have been given a notice. But in this case, I don't know whether if ADC are doing that.
I think that's
So
what she's trying to say. They don't
yes.
do that. They just come in and then
So
cut
if
off.
they don't do that, then it's expected that you make a complaint.
Okay, so in a situation,
Once you complain to us, and then you say this is what they did. Of course, there are sanctions based on that. I think if I'm not forgetting, so certainly before AEDC can disconnect you, they have to inform you and give you time frame for you to pay.
so in a situation where they disconnect you, because most times what I've heard happens is they disconnect you, and then whether you have paid your bills or not, when you need your electricity reconnected, you have to pay a reconnection fee. At this point, who is to pay that fee? Because let's assume I have already paid my bill. You had no evidence. You just came to my house and took off my electricity cables. Then you find out I have paid, and then you're insisting that I pay something before
For
you
a
can.
connection.
So what is right? What is supposed to be done? Who is supposed to foot that bill? If at all there should be a bill.
Now you see, like here in one of our guidelines or regulation, it says that, do I have a right to prior notice of disconnection in the event of unpaid bills? It said yes. The law provides that a written warning from the DISCO stating that electricity supply will be disconnected if payment is not made by due date. So you see, you can see they have that right to disconnect. And if you want to avoid disconnection, make sure you pay your bill promptly. And people, because the way we are, even electricity theft now is one of the things that is going on.
From this electricity theft you just said, I want
Yes.
to ask this. If a consumer decides that he wants to be of help, I will put it that way, we like helping a lot as Nigerians. If a consumer decides that he wants to be of help to, say, a new occupant or somebody who has just moved close by and decides to bypass and decides to help this new person bypass the
The meter.
electricity through his house, and then the ADC finds out and decides to come and disconnect the person, can such a consumer still claim electricity consumer protection?
You see, if by the time, what they call it co-location, you tap from this person, you tap from that person, you tap from that person. So you must make them get aware that you are tapping from social premises.
Does make ADC now?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to let them know.
Okay.
So they have the right, if they find out that people are, co-locating with each other and they are not informed, of course, they have the right to sanction such premises.
Okay.
And you know, most people now, what they do at night, they will just take their, because the Nepa people are not there, they'll climb the pole, or they'll take one long stick and then put their service wire there. And then these are electricity theft.
Thank you very much. Our time is always running up, but let's quickly take some comments on our social media. Okay, this one is coming from Pascal LMC. Said, nothing made me smile more than Nigerians should be aware that FCCPC is here for them. So I think the public enlightenment parole should be emphasized. Okay, another one from Alexander Sado. He said, thank you, Upnepa team, and welcome the FCCPC official. Do we have cases of the FCCP intervention in Niger State? Is there associated costs to the complaint if it involves litigation?
To tell you that we've been, resolving complaints in this sector. We have resolved a lot of complaints, especially when people come with their issue of estimated billing, or you paid for prepaid meter and you're not giving. So make sure that you have, and then, or you have a prepaid meter and it's faulty. All this will make sure that whether it's being replaced or repaired, all this will intervene. Like the issue of saying whether if it goes to litigation, no, we don't collect a penny for your complaints. It's being funded by the federal government. So once you come with a complaint, we resolve it amicably. Even if it is from you have a complaint, even let me say the whole sector, and you have a complaint that even involves international organization, a dime, you don't pay a dime. We make sure we contact them, whatever, up to litigation. And that is why we have our own tribunal, which is the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal. So once there is a litigation, we take it there. And then from there, if it doesn't resolve, it's escalated up to Supreme Court. You don't pay a dime.
All right, thank you very much. So let's just turn the mirror. We have been talking about the consumer's right, consumer right. Now let's flip the mirror now. What is the responsibility of the consumer? Because we cannot be talking about our rights and deliberately going against the law. So now, what should the consumer do?
One, the consumer, as a consumer, you have your own, responsibility. The obligation of the service provider is to make sure it gives you a qualitative services. You, as a consumer, your responsibility is that to make sure that whatever you do it based on law. You don't break the law. Once you do that, your conscience will be clear.